The story I am about to share with you today was sent to us by a remittance warrior brother. His name is Suman, and he is currently living in Qatar. His hometown is in the Lalmai area of Laksam Upper Zilla in the Comilla district of Bangladesh. The incident he shared actually happened to his cousin. It all began back around 2001 or 2002. His cousin was about 22 or 23 years old at the time. One night, while his uncle was asleep, he heard strange noises coming from the adjacent room where his cousin Abul Qasim slept. The uncle called out, "Hey Qasim, what happened to you? What's wrong?" As he kept calling, he walked over to Qasim's room. Upon entering, he saw Qasim groaning and twisting his body restlessly. When the uncle placed his hand on his body, Qasim suddenly woke up. The uncle asked, "What's the matter, Qasim? Why were you acting like that?" Qasim replied, "Nothing really. Nothing happened to me. That was just the first night. The exact same thing happened the next night. Whenever they called out to him and touched his body, he would wake up from his sleep and say, 'No, nothing is wrong with me.' 7 or 8 days passed like this, with the same incident happen every single night." The uncle started worrying, thinking that something was definitely wrong. He decided it was time to visit a good spiritual healer, a Kobaraj. There was a fairly reputed Kobaraj living a little far from their house. After wrapping up his daily chores, the uncle set out for the Kobaraj's house around 10:30 or 11 p.m. Taking the village paths, it would normally take about 40 to 45 minutes to reach the healer's house. Since it was a rural path, late at night, it was only natural that the roads were completely deserted. As he was walking alone, he suddenly bumped into a familiar face. It was a friend around his own age. The friend asked, "Hey, where are you heading so late?" The uncle replied, "My son has been behaving strangely in his sleep. It's been happening for 7 or 8 days straight, so I'm heading over to the Kobaraj." Hearing this, the friend said, "You can go there any time. Come, let's have a cigarette first." Both of them shared a bad habit of smoking. They lit up their cigarettes and started chatting. As they gossiped, the uncle completely forgot the main reason he had left his house, to visit the healer for his son. After a while, the friend said, "All right, I should head back now. You go wherever you were planning to go." Only then did it strike the uncle. "Oh no, I left the house to go to the Kobaraj for my son." He realized that they hadn't just smoked one cigarette, they had lost track of time and finished several, lighting one after another. A significant amount of time had slipped away. He had completely forgotten his purpose, getting entirely lost in trivial, meaningless conversations. Realizing how late it had gotten, he rushed back on the path towards the Kobaraj's house. Walking along, he reached a spot where there was a small, narrow bridge over a canal. Just as he stepped onto the bridge, he noticed 4 figures walking towards him from the opposite side. Their sizes and shapes looked normal. As the 4 men drew closer, the moonlight was bright enough for him to get a decent look at their appearance and stature. Suddenly, one of the 4 called out, "Hey mister, where do you think you're going?" The uncle had never seen these men before in his life. Being an elderly man, he felt quite embarrassed and annoyed by this sudden unfamiliar confrontation. He replied, "What business is it of yours where I am going? I don't even know you. Where is your home?" The uncle secretly feared they might be thieves or robbers waiting to attack him. The men demanded again, "Tell us first, where are you going?" Annoyed, the uncle said, "My son is facing some trouble. I am going to the Kobaraj." Hearing this, one of the 4 snapped, "No, you cannot go anywhere. Turn right back around and go straight home." The uncle retorted, "Am I supposed to take orders from you on where I can or cannot go? I am going to the healer to fix my son's problem. Who are you to stop me? Get out of my way and let me pass. Keep moving in whichever direction you are heading." One word led to another and a physical scuffle broke out. The 4 men violently shoved the uncle, pushing him off the edge of the bridge. Fortunately, there was no water below, but it was a bed of thick, gooey mud, though the ground wasn't entirely soft either. The uncle hurt his spine from the fall, but the pain wasn't instantly paralyzing. Right then, all 4 men leaped down from the bridge after him. 2 of them pinned his legs down tightly, while the other 2 grabbed his head, forcefully shoving his face into the mud. The mud was thick, making it hard to breathe. Incidentally, the uncle's niece lived very close to that bridge. In sheer desperation, the uncle screamed at the top of his lungs, "Is anyone out there? Save me! They are killing me!" His niece caught some distant screams. She instantly recognized the voice. "Oh my God, that's my uncle's voice." She immediately started shouting to her household, "Hurry, someone is killing my uncle near the bridge. The screams are coming from over there." Hearing her cries, everyone in the house, men, women, and even children, grabbed whatever weapon or stick they could find and rushed out. It didn't even take 2 minutes for them to reach the bridge. The four mysterious figures noticed the crowd rushing towards them. They didn't say a word, nor did they give any typical parting threats like "we are sparing your life today." They just vanished into thin air in the blink of an eye. The uncle couldn't even comprehend which direction they fled. When the family arrived, they pulled the uncle out from the mud and brought him back home. He couldn't speak properly because his mouth was stuffed with mud. After washing his face and rinsing his mouth thoroughly with water, he narrated everything. "This is what happened. I have no idea who they were or why they threatened me like that." 2 days later, during broad daylight, he finally went to visit the Cobarrage. When he explained the entire ordeal, the Cobarrage said, "I understand exactly. What is happening here? Your son has been possessed by a Piri, a female spirit, and this Piri has 4 brothers. When asked for a solution, the Cobarrage advised, get your son married off as quickly as possible. Since Kashim was already of marriageable age and there was no strict financial pressure on him to earn immediately, the family's financial condition was stable enough. Moreover, he wasn't entirely idle. He used to help his father with his work. Within a few days, they arranged a quick marriage within their known circle, without any major complications. 2 or 3 days after the wedding, late at night, Kashim's newlywed wife called out from outside the room, "Hey, I am going to the washroom. Please come outside and stand by." Kashim looked at the bed and saw his wife wasn't there, meaning she had indeed gone outside and the door was wide open. He found it a bit strange that she didn't wake him up before leaving the room, but was calling him from outside instead. He stepped out into the yard. He saw his wife standing out in the courtyard, waiting for him. Kashim said, "All right, go ahead. I am standing right here. Don't worry, there's nothing to fear." As Kashim stood in a corner of the courtyard, his wife walked towards the washroom, which was located outside, as is typical in village homes. Suddenly, he noticed that as soon as she reached the washroom, she made a sudden leap and climbed onto a nearby tree. She began jumping frantically from one branch to another, exactly like a wild monkey. Kashim froze in terror, thinking, "What on earth is this? This cannot be my wife." Gathering his courage, he shouted, "Why are you doing this to me? Why are you haunting me? Why won't you let me live a normal life?" The entity let out a hideous, chilling laugh. "Hey, I like you. I won't let you go that easily. What did you think? You'd get married and I would just leave you alone? That's never gonna happen. I will not let you go so easily." After saying this, the figure vanished into the dark shadows. Kashim remembered seeing the empty bed earlier, and a terrifying thought crossed his mind. Had the spirit physically taken his wife's body? He sprinted back into the bedroom, only to find his wife fast asleep on the bed. He decided not to say anything else that night. The next morning, he shared everything with his father. His father immediately rushed back to the Cobarrage and explained the situation. This time, the Cobarrage gave them several spiritual amulets and specific prayers to recite regularly. The healer confessed that he didn't possess the immense power required to permanently capture or cage these entities, and attempting to do so would only invite severe danger. Following his advice, they strictly practiced the spiritual rituals. This ordeal started back in 2001 or 2002. Many years have passed, and Kashim has been living his married life for a long time now. Yet even today, Kashim occasionally catches glimpses of that terrifying entity. Even now, it occasionally tries to disturb him in his sleep. That dark shadow has never truly left him. It remains attached to him to this day. This was the haunting incident sent by our remittance warrior brother, Suman. Thank you, Suman, for sharing this story with us. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you.